Most people will never finish this video, not because it's long, but because what you're about to hear will break the way you think. If you survive this, you will never see life the same way again. Right now, your brain is running at maybe 5% of what it's truly capable of. Not because you're weak or stupid, but because you've been trained to think in a very limited way. Since childhood, society has taught you what is acceptable, what is safe, and what is normal. You've been given a box for your thoughts, and inside that box, you live a predictable life, reacting the way they expect, thinking the way they want. But what if I told you there is another way to think? A way that doesn't just make you smarter, but makes you different. So different that most people will never understand you again. This is not about motivation or positive thinking. This is about breaking the operating system that controls your mind. I call it dimensional cognitive restructuring, and it starts with one shocking truth. Your brain was built to think in multiple dimensions, but right now, you only use one. You think in a straight line, past arrow, present arrow future, cause arrow effect, problem arrow solution. That's basic. That's human preschool thinking. But your brain can do more if you break the chains. Here's the problem. Most people don't actually think. They react. They replay old habits, emotions, and social programming. Every day, you're not making new decisions. You're running an old script written by someone else. For the next 7 days, your mission is not to improve your mind. It's to break it. Break the patterns that keep you predictable, safe, and easy to control. Not with affirmations, not with think positive. That's weak. You're going to do something that feels alien, uncomfortable, even wrong. You're going to create thoughts that your brain was never designed to compute. The goal: induce cognitive failure on purpose. When your brain breaks, it rewires, and that's when evolution begins. Here's the 3-step framework for Phase 1. Step 1. Response interception. Every time something happens and your brain wants to react, pause, hold for 5 seconds, no response, no words, just silence. This is your interception window. In that tiny space, you break the automatic script. You become the disruptor. The moment you intercept the reflex, you gain control. Step 2. Divergent override. Now force your brain to create 5 to 10 alternative meanings for what just happened. Make them uncomfortable, strange, even absurd. The rule: none of them can come from what you already believe. They must be completely outside your identity. Imagine you're a hacker, a machine, a villain, a predator, a system, not you. If a thought disturbs you, good. That means you're breaking the algorithm. Step 3. Strategic replacement. Choose one of those strange ideas that feels functional but unfamiliar, and act as if it's real. Yes, even if it feels wrong. In that moment, you stop acting as you. You start operating above your identity layer. What's really happening? You're creating tiny cracks in the belief system that controls you. Every override sends a message to your brain. We don't follow old scripts anymore. This triggers neural rewiring, shifting your thinking from emotional, reactive loops to something higher, synthetic cognition. Do this for 7 days straight. It will feel uncomfortable. You might feel lost. That's good. It means the system is breaking. By the end of the week, you will notice something strange. You no longer trust your first thought. You pause before reacting. You don't get pulled by emotion. You execute with strategy. This is the first step toward cognitive transcendence. After 7 days, you are no longer like other people. You've begun the process of destroying the predictable version of you. If you completed Phase 1, congratulations. You've broken the surface. You've started to destroy the loops that control your reactions. But this was only the beginning. Now, we go deeper, so deep that most minds snap here. Not because it's dangerous, but because it feels alien. In phase 2, you will disconnect your thinking from everything that makes it human. That means 3 things. 1. No more thinking in words. 2. No more thinking in straight lines. 3. No more thinking like a person with identity and ego. Step 1. Stop thinking in words. Language is a cage. Every word you think is a label someone else gave you. When you think in language, you're not thinking. You're just rearranging words in your head. Real thinking happens before language. From now on, stop thinking in sentences. Start thinking in pure structures, shapes, flows, relationships, patterns. Imagine energy moving through a system. Imagine timelines folding into each other. Imagine structures connecting like an invisible web. Think like an architect, a mathematician, or even a quantum field. Not like a storyteller using words. Step 2. Stop thinking in lines. Human minds love straight lines. A arrow, B, arrow C, arrow, result. That's weak. The world doesn't work in lines. It works in webs, grids, and layers. From now on, when you think about a situation, don't just ask, what will happen? Ask this instead. What could happen in 7 different timelines? What hidden structure connects all these outcomes? What if this moment can change the past as well as the future? You're leaving linear thought behind. You're entering multi-dimensional processing. When you hold multiple possibilities in your mind at once, you start seeing patterns that no one else can see. Step 3. Stop thinking personally. Your identity is a prison. Every time you think like you limit yourself. From now on, you don't think as a person with feelings, fears, or needs. You think as a force, a system, an algorithm scanning time and space. Zoom out, way out. Imagine you're not Bilal or Sarah or John. You're a self-aware program observing the movement of power, resources, and influence. You don't care about opinions or approval. You only care about structure, leverage, and control. This will feel strange. You might feel detached or even dissociated. That's good. It means your old programming is dying. Most people panic here because they think something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. You're evolving. Now we enter phase 3. Remove emotion. This is the most dangerous step, not because it can hurt you, but because it will destroy your old self completely. For the next 72 hours, no emotion is allowed to control your thinking. None. No fear, no hope, no anger, no desire, no need for validation or victory. Why? Because emotions are viruses. They pretend to help you, but they actually hijack your mind. They make you think your reactions are decisions. They make you predictable, weak, and easy to control. So for the next 3 days, every time you feel an emotion, do this. 1. Pause. 2. Scan for influence. 3. Ask yourself, is this thought pure structure or emotional residue? If I felt absolutely nothing, what would I see right now? Then strip away everything emotional. Delete the noise. Act only on what remains after the purge. This is not emotional suppression. It's purification. You're not ignoring emotions. You're deleting their power over your decisions. When you do this, something strange will happen. Your thoughts will become cold, clear, and precise, like a blade. You will see things others cannot. You'll see through people. You'll see through systems. You'll even see through yourself. And what you find will not always feel good, but it will be real. Most minds break here. Why? Because clarity isolates. Once you start thinking like this, you can never go back to normal. You will feel alien. Conversations will seem slow and full of lies. People will call you arrogant, detached, even emotionless. But you're not becoming empty. You're becoming uncontaminated. And once that happens, you're ready for phase 4. That's where the real power begins. If you've made it this far, you've already done what most people never will. You broke the loops. You severed the old identity. You removed emotional interference. Now comes the real transformation, the point where your thinking becomes something permanent and almost unrecognizable. In phase 4 and 5, you will install a completely new mental operating system. Not motivation, not positive thinking. This is a new architecture for your mind, a system built to process reality like a machine. This is what I call the emotionless architecture. When you install this, you'll stop thinking like a human altogether. You'll start operating on a level that most people can't even imagine. But be warned, once this is installed, there's no going back. Upgrade 1. Multi-dimensional pattern processing. Normal minds see random dots. You will start seeing grids, patterns, systems, and relationships that connect everything. Instead of reacting to one problem at a time, you'll see the entire structure that created it. You'll notice how small causes create huge effects over time. You'll see the hidden cycles in business, relationships, and even human behavior. You won't just understand events. You'll predict them because you see the framework behind them. Upgrade 2. Strategic intelligence at structural scale. Most people think in goals. I want this result. That's basic. You won't think like that anymore. You'll think in systems. When you see a problem, you'll ask, what system created this? What structure supports it? What is the smallest change that will collapse the entire structure? You'll start using minimum effort for maximum leverage. This isn't guesswork. It's structural redesign of reality. Upgrade 3. Thought compression. As your thinking evolves, your thoughts won't come as long sentences. They'll come as compressed codes, tiny mental packages holding entire systems of logic and strategy. One single thought will contain weeks of planning, dozens of scenarios, and countless probabilities. Explaining it to others will feel like trying to download an entire universe through a single wire. Upgrade 4. Emotionless pattern recognition. Because you removed emotion in phase 3, your perception is now clean. You don't think with fear, hope, or attachment. You see reality as it is, not as you want it to be. This gives you a huge advantage. You'll see patterns others refuse to see because they're too emotional to accept the truth. That clarity will look like genius to them. But it's not genius. It's just clean cognition. The result? You'll solve problems before they even appear. You'll predict human behavior with disturbing accuracy. You'll build systems, relationships, and movements by design, not by reaction. Phase 5. Make it permanent. This is the last and most dangerous step, because if you do this for 30 days, the change becomes irreversible. For the next 30 days, follow these rules. Rule 1. Refuse all predictable thoughts. If an average person could think it, delete it. Default opinions, emotional reactions, social scripts, destroy them all. Rule 2. Reframe every problem. Structurally, never ask, what should I do? Instead, ask, what system created this outcome? How do I redesign the system so this never happens again? Rule 3. Process reality through cognitive geometry. You're ready for this now. Stop thinking in words. Stop thinking in lines. Think in vectors, loops, energy flows, leverage chains, and probability webs. Simulate outcomes before they happen. Rule 4. Operate from strategic altitude. Never get trapped inside the event. Always operate above it, seeing incentives, timelines, and hidden forces at play. Neuroscience calls this neuroplastic consolidation, the permanent rewiring of your brain through repeated patterns of thought. If you follow these rules for 30 days without breaking them, your base cognition will completely restructure. Your old emotional triggers will disconnect from your decision-making pathways. Your brain will physically rewire around structural problem solving. The result: clarity, sharp enough to cut through any illusion, foresight so strong it feels like predicting the future, precision so exact it looks like genius, power to move through life not as a person, but as a system builder. You won't feel smarter. You'll feel alien. Conversations will seem slow, shallow, and full of emotional noise. People will call you cold or arrogant because they can't understand you anymore. You'll see solutions others can't even imagine. You'll see the truth they can't handle. This isn't a gift. It's a burden. But it's also freedom, the only path to real sovereignty. While others react, you design. While others hope, you calculate. While others obey, you command. Most people will stop here. They'll retreat to comfort, to approval, to being normal. But a few of you feel the pull, the hunger for something beyond human. If that's you, then don't wait. Start a gear.